Hello, Renee Flamont here. You guys, we spent this week talking about the Hoover and no contact, and for reasons that was on purpose because this is the holiday season and it can get real sensitive for some people, and there could be Hoovers and there could be a temptation to resist no contact and reach out to a person. Even if it's not, you don't need them, but you feel bad for them and you're trying to help their holiday. I'm not even saying that you fold because you want to get back together with them. Breaking no contact is a very serious choice. And today's video, I mentioned it at the end of last one, is I want to have you remind yourself of the reasons you left your narcissist to begin with. In other words, at this time of year, I feel like people do get sentimental. And you might maybe tend to start recalling last year's holiday or your first holiday together and how lovely that was. And you might start recalling of, oh, wasn't that a fun time? And when we went skiing there, and then boom, you're reaching out. Or a funny moment you had on a holiday. Because, there's good and bad times with a narcissist, and they're generally extremes. So with as many bad times as we have, I laughed until I couldn't breathe with my narcissist. We had great times. It was wrapped up in his dysfunction, but it's hard. Okay, you're going through the holiday. Maybe they're hoovering you. You're struggling to maintain no contact. And you start to think of these things, and we tend to romanticize them. Don't. That, bottom line, don't. The romanticizing them, I think, is natural. Especially if, say, you're going through this Christmas and you're wanting to be in a relationship, but you're not. Let's just say, like, I'm not, and I love it. Like, I look forward to the holidays. I got plans all around the holidays. Everything's going to be fabulous. I don't have to worry about them being ruined by anybody. Remember that they used to ruin them. Enjoy the fact that you don't have somebody you don't need somebody with you to enjoy your life. Do what you want this holiday. You family and friends aren't around you, go volunteer. I challenge you to volunteer somewhere and not feel good after that. There's a million things that you can do to make sure that you have a nice holiday. So if you don't have family and friends around you and you're a church goer, go to church. Go read books to children. Go volunteer. I don't know. But there's a million things I've repeated that twice because I just really think about people, and I don't want people sad on the holiday. And I definitely don't want people sad on the holiday and then reaching out to their narcissist because they forget all the trouble they caused last year, and they're only remembering the good part because now time has passed and it grays things in our mind, right? When it's happening, it's black and white. That's bad, that's good. As time goes on, things get muddled. And I don't want that to happen. I want you to remember the reasons you left your narcissist, the reasons that you don't want to answer this Hoover, what you know will ensue in your life if you do answer, and the fact that you'll have to start over from your day one with no contact, which is fine. People break. I talked to a girl recently. She was so mad at herself. I said, don't, stop. All right, you had something else to say. You wanted to get it. You did that. Okay, so now begin again. What I kind of chuckle at with me is all of the times I reached out to communicate. He could have cared less what I was saying. He could have cared less. Couldn't have cared less. Je m'excuse. Could not have cared less. But he sat with me listening. Why? Because we were talking about him. We were getting attention. We were paying him mind. He was bored. He was in a fight with his other supply. He had the time anyway. But then in 3 days' time, he doesn't have time because now they're back with the supply. And I want you to remember those things that happened to you. And maybe that'll deter you away from romanticizing this holiday and remembering the times that you guys went skiing. I want you to remember why you chose to leave them. I want you to remember why they dumped you, if that's what they did. No, they didn't leave and go learn. Nope. No, they didn't. No. Maybe they missed me. No. They'll say that. Of course they will. They're alone on a holiday. They've probably alienated not just you, because narcissists like this can end up alienating more than their fair share of people. I know a narcissist right now who won't be with anyone in her family. 50 people, maybe, that aren't connected to her, that aren't that she, to me, that's a red flag. Like, so you don't have anyone to be with at the holiday? You're going to be with strangers. Okay, knock yourself out. I hope you're happy. But narcissists who have this disorder, they don't just mistreat you. They're a narcissist in life. So other people catch on as well. So they might end up not having family and friends surrounding them at the holiday. And now you're going to fill a gap for them? That's what you are. We're gap fillers? So my phone's going to ring on the holiday because I'm a gap filler to you? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. And I want you to remember their dysfunction and why you chose to no longer spend time with that human being. I want everyone to have a happy holiday, and I wish everyone that. Part of what can wreck your holiday is succumbing out of this sentimentality, succumbing to the Hoover, breaking no contact, and now what? Now you're waking up on Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate, and you're upset with yourself because you wanted to round this year out without talking to them. And now you're going into the new year, and now you had to talk to them. You've had time to, you've talked to them now. You broke your no contact say. Why? I think it would be a great spot for you to hold your head high and decide, you know what, this person doesn't deserve my attention. The way that they treated you wasn't deserved of your company, your time, your effort, or your energy. And I remember I said to mine, and this is how I want you to feel, even if you don't say this, but this is how I want you to feel. I said to mine, unless you called me and showed me I saw actions and truth that I saw for like a year, I don't have anything to say to you, and I don't believe a word that you say. Well, of course he doesn't have that kind of follow through, so he never did stick it out and show me any change for a year. Of course he didn't. The Hoover would stop. I'd maintain or go back to another no contact round. And it was a cycle for a long time. And I kept saying, I'm not going to believe what you say in 58 messages between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. in an urgent situation because you're trying to get supply. It would take so much for the narcissist to show that they're anything other than the immediate gratification that you breaking no contact will bring them. It would take so much. They don't have it in them. They're not made of that hard stuff. To be able to show you and remain on the straight and narrow and do what he says and for like a year straight before you even got into a relationship with him. Like, that's what I said. I go, you'd have to do that in front of me, not even being in a relationship, me see that you could do that. That was never going to happen because that was never his goal. When he was leaving me all those messages, it was because he was coming this way. I think because he knows somebody he can crash with here. And he was on the phone with me because he figures he'll try to get in a visit while he's in town. That's it. And because he knows I always was down. I was always down for a fight. I was always down for a conversation. I was always down for a long talk. I was always down to even help him. I tried to be friends for a while. You can't do that either. I tried to use him as a scientific experiment. I've told you that before. So I kept him around for that reason. When it was all said and done and I realized there's nothing redeeming about this person and I don't want him around and I'm instituting no contact and I'm ignoring Hoovers, I never felt better or more free. Never felt better or more free because I looked at every single time he could disappoint me, he did. And breaking no contact and going back to someone that you discarded is giving them another chance to disappoint you. They don't change. They're not going to not disappoint you. They're not going to suddenly be honest and true and loyal, and they can't change. They can't change. They don't want to change. They think there's nothing wrong with them. And what happened to them in childhood, they can't change. There's nothing about them that can change. Could they make better adult choices? I think so. I don't think they have to impart all of this hurt upon people, but they can't change. So you're inviting into your space the same exact non-changed, non-changeable, unchanged, unchangeable person that you discarded, hoping that they changed, hoping that what they're telling you is true, because a part of you still loves that person. Think it through. I don't want you going through the holiday sad, and that's just going to make it worse. I don't care how lonely you might be. You might be lonely. Say you want to be in a relationship and whatever. I don't care how lonely you are. I would rather be lonely and alone than lonely and hurt by the narcissist again. Or lonely and break a Hoover and contact them, forget why I discarded them, romanticize our time together, only to get disappointed because when you call and get him on the phone, he doesn't even care if he's talking to you. He's like, what? Yeah, I don't know, I was bored. Like, they could be really mean, and now you hang up the phone and you feel awful. You didn't feel awful a second ago. You were lonely, maybe you're lonely, okay? Let's say the subject is lonely, but you didn't feel awful. Now you're lonely, you broke a Hoover, he said something mean, or in 2 days is unavailable and there's no more contact. Now you're still lonely, because contacting them isn't going to change lonely. They haven't changed. They're not going to be a good partner for you. So you're still lonely, but now you feel lousy and lonely, because now they've fallen off the radar again, or they were mean to you, or they did something to aggravate you again, or you were reminded by talking to this person why you discarded them, and now you feel terrible and lonely. I'd rather you just be lonely then, through the holidays. You'll get through it. You'll get through it. But not if you keep trying to talk to them and expect them to be something that they're not. They are not going to be the person that you envisioned them to be. They're never going to be the person that you hope they could be. And a lot of times we do that, don't we? And we want to be the faithful person that has, is reliant, like has faith in them, and you can do it, and you can be a better person. No, they can't. No, they can't. So save yourself the trouble. And even if you're lonely, accept that. Sit in it. You want to have a good cry, you're lonely, you wish you had a partner, everyone around you does. I wish you could get to the happy place that I am in. I love being alone. The holidays are nothing but laughter. Company's already coming in. It's nothing but love and laughter for me for the next 2 weeks. I have no chance of anyone ruining anything. I want you to keep in mind that the minute you invite the narcissist back into your life, you are giving them a chance to ruin something, which means ruining it for other people around you if you do have people around you. Don't let them come and rain on your day, on your time. And if you are lonely, like I was saying, so okay, put on a love song or 3 or 8, cry your eyes out, and then sit up straight and say, but I'm safe. I'm not being mistreated. I'm not being devalued. Right? You're not having any of those things. So you'd rather be, so you reach out, you break no contact, you answer the Hoover. What are you saying? You want to be with this person and be mistreated? And you think that won't make you feel lonely? Oh, there's nothing lonelier than being in a relationship and feeling alone. We all know that. I'd rather be alone. I'm not lonely because I've gotten comfortable to be alone. I'm not lonely. I'm alone in my status in life, but I'm not lonely. Even when I'm alone in my house for days, I love it. You can get to that point too. And certainly don't break that freedom and that safe space of peace and calm and joy. Those are Christmas words, isn't that funny? Holiday words, whatever your holiday is. But don't break that because there's going to be like, you think you're going to get some kind of a temporary hit of not being lonely. There's no one that makes you feel lonelier than the narcissist, because they look right through you, they don't value you, and they only have themselves in mind. Please, 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 during this holiday season, first of all, everyone remain safe. Thank you so much for watching all year. We've had another great year, and I love this channel and all of you guys joining in. I love our conversations. Please go ahead and share it, like it, save it. I guess that all helps. And I want you to remain safe from heartache, from disappointment, from having someone disrespect you. Make a vow to yourself that you're going forward and you're not going to let that happen anymore. Let that be your Christmas gift to yourself. Not reaching out to a narcissist, breaking no contact, answering the Hoover, only to then be reminded within a few days or minutes of the reasons you discarded them. Let yourself wake up on whatever holiday you celebrate, and your gift to yourself be that you gave yourself peace. You gave yourself a safe space. That's your gift to yourself. The minute you reach out and break no contact, you're bringing strife into your life. And that is a guarantee. They don't change. They're here to wreak havoc and cause chaos. That's what they're here to do. Keep yourself safe. You guys have a merry everything. Christmas is Sunday, right? If I did my counting right. So I want everyone to have a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever holiday you celebrate. Enjoy, be safe this weekend, be kind to each other, love one another, and support each other. If you know someone going through something, don't let them be alone. Invite them into your space for Christmas. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I'll see you Monday.